Hi there, this is the attractive Browne Kovacevic trap in the Russian Petrov, and it's from the games Walter Browne against Bisguire in 1974 and Kovacevic against Sonka 2005. e4 and e5, knight f3 hitting the pawn on e5, and black counters with the Russian Petrov hitting the pawn on e4. White captures on e5. And first black sends the knight running with d6, knight back to f3, and now black regains the pawn with knight takes on e4. d4 is met by d5 securing the knight, and bishop d3 developing, hitting the knight, is met by bishop e7, castles and knight c6. We'll see the knight heading for b4 as it so often does in these variations. c4 strikes at the center and tries to loosen the knight on e4. So that's met by knight b4, and after c takes on d5, knight takes on d3, queen takes on d3, hitting the black knight on e4, but queen takes on d5 ensures that the knight is covered. So rook e1, more forces are brought in, targeting the knight on e4, and bishop f5 keeps the knight happily defended. Knight c3 hits the knight again as well as the queen. So black's going to take here, as did all the top players in the world here, amongst them Kramnik and so many others. So after knight takes on c3, queen takes on c3, and we've reached the launching pad of the trappy position. The queen is threatening c7. Best here for black is actually to withdraw the bishop to e6, and then it will be more or less inconsequential if white captures the pawn on c7, because black will certainly get counterplay. If instead black plays this natural looking move c6, then white can gain further advantage with this rather imposing move, bishop to h6. Not immediately evident, hard to find. Six players have played it in my database, amongst them Browne and Kovacevic. So bishop h6 offers itself up, but in so doing, after g takes on h6, white has got tremendous activity along the e file and along that c3 h8 diagonal. So white will play rook e5 here to gain time, aiming to double rooks with rook ae1, but hitting the queen and the bishop. So queen back to d7 to defend the bishop on f5, rook e1, doubling rooks, threatening rook takes e7. So now the bishop on f5 has to go back, and d5 is hitting that bishop, and with attacks here along that diagonal. So black's going to cast along, white's going to pick up that bishop back, and white has definitely increased his opening advantage with a comfortable game here for white. So this has been the Browne Kovacevic trap in the Russian Petrov. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.